All right, so just another update for the 10 people out there that watch these videos. Let's see, it's nearing the end of October. It's the 26th at present of October 2017. So I've been doing Saturdays now for almost a month. The day after tomorrow will be the fourth Saturday I've been open. And things have been progressing pretty well. Having been open for 3 years before going over to Saturdays has established a network, and that's the whole point of networking in general, is to make expansion and easier and to increase opportunities. So that's been good. I'm up to about 4 classes right now, 2 of which are privates, and they don't come every Saturday, but it's a start. And honestly, once you get up to a certain number of classes, um, you kind of find yourself valuing the time outside of class because you're going to be busy doing your own thing. There's a lot of management things, dealing with bills and planning finances, and if you have a family, you're also going to be dealing with that. So you make more in less time having your own operation, or you should at least. If not, you might be doing something the wrong way, going about it the wrong way. And then I guess just some thoughts in general about business and being an entrepreneur. Um, a lot of people say a lot of it's mental and just kind of focusing on the process at hand and just keep moving forward, one foot after another. Big changes are kind of rare. If you get a big sign up, like 10 students sign up or something like that, those things don't happen too often. It's a lot of little changes coming together to eventually build up to something. And the pace of the change can almost be unnoticeable. It's day in, day out, doing this, doing that, and then one day you take a look at your student numbers and you're like, wow, that's a pretty good number. Or take a look at your monthly income, you think that's pretty good, and you look back at what it was when you first opened, and you realize things are happening. It just takes time and effort, and to add to that, sustained time and effort. That's what's so crucial, is just sustainment. Every time you're doing something, make sure you're adding to what you've been doing and making positive incremental changes. It's so important. And it's easy to get discouraged and to feel, those kind of inner sensations of wanting to be able to change things, and wanting things to be different. And I guess that's natural in any situation in life. We're very much limited by the amount of time in the day and having only one body, and being able to really only interact in one moment and one place in one way. And it gets frustrating because you're aware of how much activity there is in the world and how much is happening, but it's just something we have to deal with. And a few tips I've learned that have really helped me, and I'm finally kind of putting them together, um, they really have to do, I guess, with list making. So, for example, if you have 5 tasks to do in a day, my experience is it's actually faster to just start with task 1 and do it till it's done. Say it's calling 10 places to find a place to schedule an event. Just call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's off the list. That's 20% of your tasks done. If you start mixing things, you call 3 places and then you go to task 2 and you get, 2 lessons planned or 2.5. And you go back and call 1 more place, and then you see a cool video about teaching or whatever it is. You'll find that your energy gets kind of spread out, and at the end of the day, you may feel very busy and you may well be very busy, but at the end of the day you might have 3 or 4 tasks done, or maybe less, maybe none. So it's very important to be focused and consistent. And if you're into exercise or something like that, it's kind of like that. It's like if you're running, you're going to run 5 kilometers, or what is that, about 3 miles. run the miles, and then it's over. It's like that. And it sounds like a simple point, but it makes a huge difference over the course of the day. Just, you know, organize and execute stage by stage, and you can get a lot more done than you would by kind of, doing half a job here and half a job there. When you do go solo, you're gonna find everything rests on you. So your time management skills and organizational skills really come into play. And that's something I noticed when I first opened was there were a lot of areas outside my area of expertise, I guess you could say, that I was completely unfamiliar with. And it took me a while to kind of figure out, like, okay, what do I do? What's the best way to do this? And you realize that even the smallest action takes from the budget you're allotted of time and energy. And so you gradually kind of streamline things and get down to kind of into a mode where you can just make things happen. And it takes time. I still find myself, I'm like, where'd that hour go? How the heck is it already 5 o'clock? Because I'm busy with my kids in the morning. I shouldn't say lose, but I devote a lot of time in the mornings to them. And before you know it, it's lunchtime. Even if you get up at 6 a.m., boom, like that, it's noon, and then the day slips away. So be really careful with your time. Write things down. Prioritize, and execute in a very almost methodical fashion. Almost like a machine. You don't jump ahead. You don't do that because you are where you are. You got to do what you got to do now. Go down things numerically, alphabetically, get them done, and it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling to be in a clean school with all the paperwork done, everything ready to go. It has an effect on your mind and body. It creates a kind of forward momentum for you to behave that way in your life, and hopefully in doing that you can get a lot more done and a lot more positive things done and create an imprint almost in your reality where you're making things happen. It's a good feeling. I don't know if you've ever heard of Joe Rogan. He's got a really popular podcast, kind of YouTube channel, and he talks about that feeling of inactivity and not doing anything to better your situation. It's a very weak feeling. It's a feeling of helplessness. And the truth is, the consequences from allowing that to dominate your life are a lot worse than the consequences of taking action and failing. Something to keep in mind. It's almost like, you've only got two directions to go, up or down. Going down is really easy, and it's much worse than going up. So you can use your time and energy to, at the very least, make an effort to go up. And if it's sustained, you'll probably just go up. It's nothing mysterious. Anyone you talk to who's successful in whatever they do, and I don't consider myself successful. I consider myself still in the early days of making things happen. But when you talk to people who've been at it for years and have made millions of dollars doing whatever they're doing, or helped millions of people doing whatever they're doing, which is probably more important in the end. I mean, money comes and goes, but really helping someone that has a lasting effect, and it also has a ripple effect that really can't be matched. But if you talk to people like that, they will tell you there's an element of momentum involved, where you just do what you do, and you try to do it well, and you try to always improve on it. And it has a cumulative effect that you may not even be aware of, unless you have to kind of experience and realize it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, just try to do the most with what you have, and being sincere about it, not trying to hide from things or avoid things or make excuses. That focuses your energy, and that's what makes things happen. And it opens up more potential. I mean, you hear about people, there's more potential and more opportunity out there than they know what to do with. So there's certainly enough for you. So I guess, that's something to consider. As I sit here speaking in my messy school, it's almost 11 o'clock at night here in Japan, and I just felt like kind of sharing some thoughts in my mind, and there they are. So feel free to ask questions, subscribe, comment, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can.